so happy. Let's go. Welcome to the first episode of Dimples Out starring Ayushi. I am your host and I am super duper excited to let you all know that this being my first episode, I couldn't have done it with anybody else. This is Yesha from Z5's hottest show, Reject Season 2. She is my soulmate, my twin. She's an actor, a model. Please welcome Tanvi Shinde. Yay! I'm gonna add
I'm clapping because this is the first time I'm seeing you host something, and I'm so happy to see you do what you love doing. And Dimples Out, man. Dimples Out and how.
First of all, thank you so much for agreeing to do this for me. I am really happy for you to be my first guest. It also makes it comfortable to talk to you because you know we can talk for hours and hours and there's no stopping us. So let's hope that we fit the show in the time that we're expecting it to be.
Of course, and even if it prolongs, I don't think the audience is gonna complain. I don't know.
Well, let's check with the audience later. So are you? If I could do a book. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, is this like your first ever talk show appearance?
Yes, actually. Like I've been doing a whole lot of like telephonic interviews. I've been doing like live sessions and like Zoom call, con calls and stuff like that.
Yes.
But like a show, this would be my first.
The first ever. It had to be with me, right?
I think it just lined up, right? It just lined up.
Yes.
It's like I become a star and then one of my best friends become a TV host or a show host.
Rejects, when I watched the trailer and like specifically when you sent me that little part of yours, your entry, I was like, who is this hot woman just walking out? Like I was in awe, and then I'm thinking, shit, that is my best friend. That is Tanvi. And I mean, it is such a great role for you, although I've never seen you like this. I want to know, how did you land this role? Like, did you audition for it, or was it like, oh, you know what, you're approved for this role, please come and we start rolling? What happened?
I so wish it was that easy and it was that chill. That's the kind of mindset and thinking that I had before I actually stepped into the showbiz, like legitly. But no, I auditioned for it. I have an agency, and my agency reached out. My agency was reached out by a casting director. Her name is Priyata Dikshit, and she shortlisted my pictures, and then I was called down for an audition. And I went in and I auditioned just like any other actor would, especially somebody who's new, who hasn't hasn't worked for a time period for people to just kind of know you and then be like, okay, let me pull her out and put her in this. It was like I had to audition. I only had like a very basic briefing about as to what this character is. But what was exciting was the script itself. It was so it was like one of it was really intense and the other was really bubbly. So it was really tricky for me as an actor to figure out, like, you try to imagine or you guess what that character is like, and I just couldn't guess what the character is, or is she what she's doing. So that curiosity, I think, really triggered and was like that major pulling factor for me to go ahead and like say yes to it.
But what made you say yes for the role? Like what made you feel like, okay, no, I have to do it. Like this is my kind of a chance, or I don't know, just like just to come
Yeah,
out to the world?
I think you know what? I think it's because so people who know me or who have seen my journey from the very beginning. I came here, I started doing ads. I was doing ads for like a really long time, and then
We
internally
know, yes.
you just feel like you want that switch. You want something more from life, and you feel internally you're just ready for it. Like I was ready for it, but it wasn't happening. And then I was beating myself a little too hard beginning of this year in Jan. And I was like, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be, doing this and that. And then nothing was happening because I was planning so much in my head. And then luckily we had a family wedding that came by. And I just decided, you know what? Forget everything. I'm just going to go and enjoy and not think about it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly when this audition call came. I remember I was in the train on my way back because they were like, you need to audition. And for me, for somebody who knows me or for people who don't know me, whenever it comes to work, if I know there's work happening in the city and I'm out of city, I get really panicky. I'm like, no, I have to go. I don't
know,
like
yes.
missing out, especially work. And I felt like it was right. And so my mom and dad, we all decided, you know what, we're going to leave the wedding and we're going to head back to Bombay. And while I was on the way, I got a script just like any other script would come to me. You would get a script, you can read over it, and just so that you prep. So I only had like a night to prep for it, and the next day I went in and auditioned, and it just felt so good. It just felt so good to even audition because I don't know. It wasn't like the usual auditions. Maybe because I had taken that break and um, I think I had accepted rejection that happened in that month, and I was ready. Ironically, I was rejected to such an extent that I was just like what, forget it.
This is a
And then
sign.
I think yeah, and then when I auditioned and when I came back home and in the evening I got a call back from Priyata ma'am saying that, hey, I'm watching your tapes. And I could hear the happiness in her voice, but again, I didn't want to think much about it. You don't want to like overthink. So
Get
I
ahead
didn't
of
think.
yourself, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I just behaved like, okay, I don't know what is going to be, the result of this. So let's not think too much. And then the next day, following day, was the agency called me saying that Goldie sir wants to have a narration, and he called me to his office. So I was like, okay, this is getting real. And then, of course, it's not like even if the makers or the casting director says that you fit for this role, it is still your call. And I'm glad that they give you a choice that, hey, we have liked you. But again, at the end of the day, it's still your decision. I think
Of
that was
course, yeah.
really nice. And I really liked that approach, that they didn't put, pressurize me into it. It was my decision, which made it even more special to me. And they gave enough time. They gave enough time for like narration. I felt so important, right? You feel worthy.
Of
That, oh,
course.
hey, I've climbed. I've auditioned for it. People are giving me their time. People like Goldie's Shraddha ma'am, a producer, Priyata, who's been doing like amazing work out there in terms of casting creativity. I mean, it just feels next level, right? Because you've come with this dream, and when you finally see it happening, why would anybody say no to it? So it was a lot of things together, but majorly one would be all the rejections that I've faced, and I wanted a turning point in my life, and I think this was the calling. No better people to start off with than Goldie sir and Shraddha ma'am with Rose movies. They were phenomenal.
I'm glad you got that call, and I'm glad they loved your tapes. I mean, they had to. It's you. So like, I mean, it's so perfect as well. Like it lands in your TG. Like it's a youth show, and so like there are so many interesting love stories happening in the show, and then I'm just like, wow. Okay. Yours and Maddie's pairing is also interesting, and I see you, singing songs about him, and it was so nice. So like,
It's so fun. It's so fun. Like I keep bringing it up and with Goldie. So I used to bring it up on the set. Like it's all happening. It would just randomly hit me. Like I'm coming out of the pool. I'm singing a song to a guy. Which is a reverse thing, and then I'm doing
Yes.
the SRK step in the song. So it's just it was a lovely feeling to kind of sink in every time it was happening, and like I remember Goldie sir would just look at me and smile because he would see how happy I am, how genuinely happy I am to do and be there. And I think, yeah, it just all felt lovely. Everybody was so great.
It did, and it also looked nice. Like it looked like you belonged in the in their group. Like having all your co-stars also. Like I read this in one of your interviews, where they were doing pranks on you and stuff. And I just
Oh, yeah.
it sounds nice to have have a team with whom you're comfortable to work for that long, because you weren't even in
Of
Mumbai
course.
or in your own
Yeah.
country for that matter. So
Yeah.
having while we're talking about love interests on the show and how sizzling your pairing was, I just there are questions, there are articles about you out there. If you haven't googled
Are they?
yourself, do it. Okay, people really want to know who is Tanvi Shinde dating, who is Yesha dating in real life. And I'm like, see, I know the answer. I mean, if you are even dating or not, to
Yeah.
begin with. But then, okay, if like talking about that, what is your ideal type as such? Like, see, don't give me that look. I know everybody has a type. Okay, don't.
I'm just like a type. Honestly, I haven't thought about a type. Whenever this question comes up, I'm like, I don't know. I'm still figuring out myself right now. So I'm like least bother about what kind of person should approach me. But I think so. I was having a conversation yesterday. I got a call from a producer who I worked with on one of my Hollywood films, which was one of my first films. Um, we were a group of teens that were featured in that. So this was like much earlier, but he saw my pictures and he called me up, and we landed on this conversation, and he was telling me how you know what, Tanvi, you're amazing, this and that. He started flattering me, and I'm like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. And then he's like, how are your parents? I was like, he was like, good luck finding a man in your life because you yourself have set the bar like in terms of personality and traits, and your
I
parents
think
have
I think it's not even you. It's Kaka and
it's
Kaki.
the
I mean your parents.
yeah, I was getting there. I was
Because
getting
it's
there.
not. Yeah, I mean, as much as I know them, it's not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
happen. The guy has to be
Yeah.
perfect, like the definition of
A lot of
perfect.
pressure. I think whoever it is, I already feel sorry for that guy because he or whoever it is will have a lot of pressure and a lot of marks and checks to cross. So good luck to that man. Hopefully somebody nice. But in terms of personality traits, I think I said this in one of my other interviews was just being really authentic. You know, because I
Mm.
think people lack that. People try to be somebody else. They feel like, oh, she or he, I'm just talking in general, like she or he would like this particular way of me. And
Yeah,
so they try to put themselves in that kind of format, which they're not, right? I've been told several times to be a certain way because that's the norm or that's how it should
I
be.
know.
But at the end of the day, I fall out and I come back to who I am because I think that's the beauty of it. There's no other way that you can be yourself. So I think be yourself. The authenticity is hot. Number one. Number two,
Take notes. Everybody who's watching, take notes. Yeah. Okay.
number two is I think trust. Trust in terms of both ways, right? Me being an actor, I think whoever comes in my life really needs to trust
Of course.
whatever wherever I go, and in multiple areas, not just trust. When you say trust, the first thing that arises is like cheating, this and that. No, I mean like trust in what you're thinking, the way your thoughts, day-to-day things, like believing and trusting
Yes.
in the other person will only encourage the other person to do better and yourself. Number three, um I think humor. It has to be humor because I am extremely goofy.
That
People who know
I know. Yeah.
they have to be they have to have this humor side to them, a very like dry sarcastic humor, but not rude, just out of nowhere. I think you know what I mean, but
I know
pretty
what you
much
mean. It just
is
that person should be able to make you laugh and just, have.
laugh at any situation.
Yes.
When you feel
See,
like crying, they should be able to make you laugh.
I don't think that person will have to do much in this case, because you laugh like on any kind of joke. Like it could be the worst joke ever and you would be laughing. So that's there. I mean, there's not a lot of
Yes.
work to do there. So there are
Yeah.
three pointers
I'm
she's given.
Yeah, I mean these are the like now if I sit and analyze, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull out like a long list of things that I would wanna
I know
have in
we
the
would
guide.
need like
But these
another
are the
episode for that,
I
just to
think from
talk about
experiences and just my understanding, these are the top
from
three.
experiences.
Top three. Cut that off.
So this brings us to game number 1, which is speak about this for a minute. I have this bowl of full of chits. Okay, there are 8 chits in this. You have to pick a number from 1 to 8, and that'll be your topic. And then you start talking about it for a minute. It's as
Okay,
simple as that.
like you're legit gonna time me.
Yes, I will. So
Okay.
it's how like you
Let's
would
see how this goes.
it's how you would if there's a school elocution competitions, it's just like that. The topics are weird, like they're good.
Okay, okay.
All right, all right. Are you set?
I'm set.
Go pick a number from 1 to 8. Let's go.
I'll pick 9 because that's.
This 1 to 8, Tanvi.
Oh, sorry. See my obsession over 9. You better cut this out.
No, this is going to stay. All right. Which one?
I meant 8.
8. Yes. Why 8? You were explaining.
Disclaimer, guys. I start going into my own thoughts, and which is why I said 9. And I really need to explain this to people.
I know you. Mujhe pata hai. Oh, this one's nice. This is cute. It says finding scrunchies.
Oh my god.
Finding scrunchies.
Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Are you ready to talk about scrunchies for a minute?
I am.
And your time starts now. Go.
Right. Scrunchies are saviors, but they can also put you at a spot because they're never in place, right? You think you've put them in the drawer, you think you put them in your bag, you think you've put them on a table, but they're never there. They like ghost you. They ghost you as if there's a ghost in your house or a ghost following you because they ghost you. Scrunchies equals to ghosting. Because I don't know, I buy a pack, I buy several, and I'm kind and I'm sharing, and I know I lend them and I feel like I've gotten them back. Even if I don't get them back, I still have a track of the number of scrunchies I have, but they somehow disappear, right? They're never on my, see, I thought I had a scrunchie even now and it's not there. Because I really need one now that we talk about scrunchies. I think I only have 2 or 3 left, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I'm done.
Yes, you're done. Your time is up.
That was fun.
Congratulations! You did really well on scrunchies. You managed to.
Major eye roll to them.
You managed.
Where are you guys?
Scrunchies for a minute. Good job. As a gift, you receive respect and dignity and love from my side. Okay.
Thank you. I need it.
Okay, I'm reading all of what you had to say about these pageants, and I'm listening to what you're saying. And I saw this video on YouTube. I also searched for your name on YouTube, and then this one video popped up. I don't know, it's from years
You're giving people ideas.
I will tell you which one it is. It's if you type Tanvi Shinde, you'll get the video, you'll find it. she's dancing on Chammak Challo, and she had this entire performance like going on, and I'm watching your performance, and I'm like, isn't this the one that you auditioned with? Like, is so it's a funny story as to how we met and how this dance is related. So like when she came back to India, she kind of enrolled herself in our college, and we're both BMM mass media students. So she was kind of a junior in college, and we're just like we're sitting in class, and there's this, our head of department comes in and is like, oh, there's this girl from Texas, she's
I'm liking hearing this because I've never heard this.
You haven't? Oh my god. So there's this girl who's she's enrolled in our college in our department, and she's from Texas, and she has an accent. And so this is how it all started, and there's this build up, and there's so much heat, and there's so much talks going on around. Who is this? Who is she? You know, who is this girl? And we hadn't seen you.
I suddenly feel like the fool in K3G.
Exactly. That's the kind of vibe that was going on. There was so much talks that were happening regarding you, and we didn't even know your name. Okay, I first see you. And then so me and my friend, my crewmate, we're sitting, okay, we have this table set up, and we're going to begin with auditions for inter-college festival, dance festival. So our HOD comes in, and he's like, guys, that Texas girl, no, she's coming to audition for our dance team. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's see who this is. And then you come in wearing wait, I would again mess this up. Wait, were you wearing red pants and white top?
I sadly have to say yes, I was.
She's wearing bright red pants and a white top, and then she comes in with a really sweet voice.
I need to, sorry, before you go forward, I need to explain my fashion and my styling since then. When I moved from the States, colored pants were in, okay? Colored pants were the shiz.
You don't even have to explain.
I had mustard, I had red, and I felt like okay, let me tell you that I was trying not to blend. I was trying not to stand out and trying to blend in. And my blend in outfit was a V-neck white shirt, red denim skinny jeans with high top Converse. I don't know why I thought I was supposed to blend in, but somehow everybody ended up looking at me as if I was some sort of alien.
Because there was this hype going on around you. And then, see, we all have our moments, you know, like we all.
Yeah, I really had mine.
And I was no better. You remember what kind of clothes I don't even want to mention it right now, but yeah. So I mean, and then
you're mentioning everything about it.
So you come like you stand right in front of the table, and then you're like, this chord isn't working. Should I just play the song here? And
that's the very first
conversation that we had, and I'm like, she's sweet. Like, why are people talking about her like that? And I'm just like, okay, she's okay. You started performing, okay, and we're saying, oh, okay, she's good. She's really good. And then within the first 15 seconds, so we wanted a lead dancer, a lead character for our performance. And then when you were performing, the first 15 seconds, we were whispering, we're like, mil gayi lead, isko lock karo, So I mean, that's when we actually started talking, and then that was our very first interaction.
I remember you were sitting. I didn't know this whole this famous crew and like the hype about these college fests all again coming back to dancing. I was like, this is my calling. If I make any friends at all, I think it has to be related to dance, and I may find somebody that I might click with. And it was you and a few other people that I met through that. Who have stayed strong.
I mean, come on. I think we were destined to meet that day. I mean, that's how it felt like. And It's been, I
Yeah.
don't know how many, I think 6 years since then. Five to six
Six.
years, probably.
Yeah. This year I'll be 6 years.
It's
Yeah, it is
been
6 years.
that
It's what? Yeah.
long.
Yeah, it's been 6 years. Happy 6 years.
Yay! I think now it's time to play another game. The game's name is Would You Rather?
Yeah, I was sweeping this morning and I was like, पता नहीं आज कौन सी game खिलाने वाली है आयुष.
So the game rules, like it's pretty simple. You just have to pick this or that, and then whatever you pick for, you have to give like a small reasoning, like a one-liner reasoning for it. All right?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
First question. Would you rather not brush for 5 days or not change clothes for 10?
Obviously not change clothes for 10 because you have an option of spraying yourself. And luckily I don't sweat that, like I don't sweat that much. And having bad breath is the worst thing you could have.
It is. We start off easy. All right. This one was an easy one. All right. Second.
You're already laughing. Great.
Would you rather have your fingers smashed by a door or get stung by a honeybee?
You have to repeat that. I went in, you know me, I'll go into thought process.
This girl
I start
imagining.
Imagining.
Would you rather have your fingers smashed by a door or get stung by a honeybee?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I know. It took me time to make these.
I have been stung by a bee here. Oh my god, when I was in school. And been okay. I think I'll choose the bee.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, okay, why?
Because like I'm very, very sensitive in terms of when I know there's something on me crawling something, I easily like shake it off. And like I know if that ever happens, like I won't let it sit on me for too long for it to suck.
No, but it's
no, listen. Yeah, it's but there are different, it swells up to the amount it stings you, right? So when I was stung, it wasn't as bad because I like fling, I was going all over, I was going bonkers, but it wasn't as bad as my friend who was stung. We were playing in a playground and there was a don't ask. So we were swinging and it's like a mob of honeybees started chasing us. One stung me here.
Ouch.
And I felt like I could still take that, but no, getting not the other.
All right. Moving on. Third question. This one's interesting. There should be woos happening. Okay. Would you rather live with a toxic ex or a friend who has no personal boundaries? Live with a toxic ex or a friend who has no personal boundaries, like zero. If you're taking a shower, that friend will poop next to you, like that kind of. Or a really toxic ex?
No, not a toxic ex for sure. I'll choose the other. I'll handle. I'm not a pro that either, but I think I could handle that over a toxic ex for sure.
Okay,
because we don't need that in our lives, and nobody needs that in our lives.
Nobody does, for sure.
Too much
I mean,
to do.
A clingy friend would still be okay. Like, I mean, it's fine.
Honestly, yeah. Do whatever you want, but just don't be in my head.
Yeah, just fart next to me. That's okay. I mean, it's fine. I can deal with it.
Natural hai yaar.
All right. Okay. This is the last question.
You're getting some weird stuff out of me, Ayushi.
Would you rather fart loudly every time you're in front of a crowd or burp after every kiss? Fart loudly every time you're in front of a crowd and they can hear you loud and clear, all right? Or burp after every kiss. Like literally, you're right here and you would burp right next, like right inside the other person's mouth. every time.
And this is getting harder each time.
It's the last
Oh.
one. It had to.
Nobody, as long as nobody's judging me for this, I think I'll go for the burp and the burp after every kiss. Because I cannot have people looking at me if I've farted out loud. That's just so embarrassing. I'd rather have somebody in front of me who I obviously love, because if I'm kissing that person, I love that person and they're okay with my burping.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is a wrap for episode 1 of Dimples Out. I can't imagine that it already is done.
No.
It is.
Let's keep going.
Please go watch Yesha on Z5's
yes.
project. It's amazing. I watched it and I love it, and there's so much suspense, and I mainly watched because all the characters are looking so hot. I had to say it out loud. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Twin. I love you. I
love you too, and I'm so happy that you have started this new thing. You are great at it. I didn't feel at all that you're doing it for the first time, to be very honest. And I felt like I was right there with you, sitting right across you. And I think you just need to keep doing it and don't stop. Don't think, kill it, girl. I love you.
Ask people to like, share, subscribe.
Share, subscribe.
And if you have any suggestions for my next guest, go ahead and drop it down in the comment section. And also, if you have any messages for me or my adorable guest Tanvi, you can go ahead and write those messages down. Thank you for my first audience. I will see you next week on Saturday with the next episode of Dimples Out starring Ayushi. Thank you and bye bye.